Hey, 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 everybody, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Share, tag, like, join me live. We're having brunch this morning. It's still morning. We're having morning brunch with Lala this morning. I'm on. Come on, join me. Come on, share, tag, and like. Let somebody know that I'm on having brunch with Lala on this morning as we do a survey of the heart. We are surveying our heart on this morning. What is in our heart? We're talking about heart matters. We're talking about boundaries, our heart and boundaries. So we mentioned boundaries. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago or so, we talked about boundaries. I wanted to come back on and touch on that because I'm doing a study about healthy boundaries in my Bible devotion on healthy eating, healthy lifestyles. And basically, it's talking about starting in the heart. Come on, share, tag, like, let somebody know that I am on. Come on, share. Come on, tag, come on, like, and let someone know that Lala is on. I am Pastor Brooks, aka your girl Lala. I'm on this morning. I want y'all to join me. We're going to eat together. We're going to feast together on today. Want to share a little bit with us talking about boundaries. I'm home today. So welcome, each and every one of you. I am Lasandra Brooks, Pastor Lasandra Brooks, aka your girl Lala. Come on, share, tag, like. Come on, let somebody know they can join me live for brunch this morning. We're talking about a survey of the heart and setting boundaries, why it is important to set healthy boundaries. But in order to set healthy boundaries, our heart have to be right. Our hearts have to be in the right place. Our hearts have to be healthy. And what do I mean by that? Proverbs 4:23. I'm going to read it in the King James, touch on it in the God's word as well as the Amplified. But join me, Proverbs 4:23, wherever part of the world you are in on this Wednesday morning, afternoon, evening, good day, good morning, good afternoon, hello, salute you on this midweek Wednesday. I'm home. I'm waiting for the air condition people to arrive, the AC people to work on my AC unit. It is out once again, not blowing coals as it should. So they're having to come back out today. So while I'm waiting for them, I wanted to come and break bread with you and share with you on today. My heart is, again, as I said, I was reading my devotional, and my devotionals talking about basically healthy eating and being able to stay on track and being able to stay in alignment with our goals, our visions, our aspirations, and setting those boundaries. And a lot of times we break our boundaries. Why? Because our heart isn't in the right place. So I want to talk about heart matters on today. So Proverbs 4:23 says, "How keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." That is in the King James Version. The God Word Version says, "Guard your heart more than anything." Guard your heart more than anything else, because the source of your life flows from it. The source of your life flows from it, out of your heart. It meaning your heart. Out of your heart flows the life. The life you have. Amplifies puts it this way: out of your heart flows the spring of life. What is springs? We think of springs as being water. And I hope the air conditioning people don't come while I'm talking to y'all, but nonetheless, I'm gonna try to get it in real quick. But out of when you think of springs, we're not talking about the springs that you have on springboards and or make things move and bounce or what have you. We're talking about springs of water, fresh living water. And as human beings, we require to have water. We require to have that refreshing. It helps to revitalize us. It helps to purify us. It helps to flush out the toxins and the contaminants that are on the inside of our body. That's why it is important for us to drink water. And I'm doing better every single day with drinking my water. So what that means is that water is a nourishment. It is a source of life for us. Keep thy heart with all diligence, being persistent, making a persistent effort, doing the work to make sure that we're guarding our heart, because it's very important. We are to guard our heart because it's the most important thing. If we want to live a healthy life, we got to guard our heart. That means exercising in the natural, doing the things that is required of us, exercising, eating right, getting the proper amount of rest, and taking care of our physical body, so our heart, it doesn't have the extra weight, doesn't have the extra strain and the pressure on it to function like it needs to function. So we need to guard our hearts and safeguard, put the safeguards in place to help us guard it, so we can live a long and a healthy and a prosperous and a blessed life. Our heart and our boundaries are what we're talking about today. Our heart, our feelings of love and desire, to a certain degree, it actually, or a certain extent, dictates how we live. What's in our heart dictates how we live. We can have a heart that is hard. We can have a heart that is stony. We can have a heart that is full of revenge and hatefulness and wanting to just destroy everything around us. Our heart is not pure. Our motives are not pure because our heart is not pure. Now, I'm getting hot, y'all, so bear with me. So it is important for us to take heed to our heart, to be mindful and to guard what goes into our heart, because we want what goes in our heart and to come out pure. Because if our heart is contaminated and we have all type of garbage and bacteria and things that are unclean in our heart, guess what's going to come out? That thing that's on the inside. But if our heart is filled with love, if our heart is filled with compassion and loving kindness, if we have a heart to do good, to treat others like we want to be treated, and respect others like we want to be respected, all of those good things are in our heart, then guess what? It's going to come out, because what's on the inside of us is going to show forth on the outside of us. Am I right about it? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Can I get a comment? Can I get a share? Can somebody join me on this midweek morning? We're having our brunch with Lala today. We're getting our hearts right. We're examining and surveying the heart. So it's important for us to create healthy boundaries so we don't allow certain things to enter into our heart to infect us. We have to guard our heart so things will not creep into our heart that will allow us to be infected by negativity, by doubt, by the wrong ideas, the wrong thought patterns. So we have to make sure that we're guarding it more than anything else, to guard our hearts, because what again goes in our heart is going to reflect, is going to come out on the outside. So it's important for us to make sure that we put up healthy, protective boundaries that's going to keep us protected. We need boundaries to protect us, and we need boundaries to protect us from others, and from those things that will try to infiltrate, those things that will try to come in and sabotage us, to try to contaminate us, to make us bitter, to make us angry, to make us just hate life and have all type of evil and dark thoughts on the inside of us. But if we're guarding our hearts and we keep those things at bay, we keep ourselves sanitized, we keep ourselves cleansed enough that we don't allow those things to infect us, to infiltrate us, to contaminate us. But we keep coming in from a place of purity, because we're washing our hands, we're guarding our hearts to make sure that we don't allow any contaminants to come in. So it's important for us to have boundaries. Boundaries are those lines, those invisible lines of demarcation, those invisible lines that says this is your area right here. You can't go beyond this point. This is the demarcation point. It establishes, it distinguishes, it sets boundaries, it puts areas, it segmented things out, segment. It in other words, you have a specific area, you have specific location that you are set to roam in. In other words, let me put it this way: we have boundaries. neighbors next on both sides of me. I know where my line of demarcation is. That means I know where my property ends. When we talk about surveying the land, we're talking about surveying, we're talking about mapping it out, drawing it out, measuring out to know what is your limitations. This is your boundaries. If you go beyond this line, this invisible line, because it's not always where you have a fence up or you have it marked in any manner that this is where my boundary ends. This is where my land ends. I know for my neighbors where my land ends and where their land begins. If I step over the boundary, my boundary, into their area, I have illegally crossed over, come on, illegally crossed over on someone else's property. It doesn't mean that I've done any or have any ill intentions or malicious intent to harm her or him or them or to do anything malicious. But to if so, I'm over on their land illegally. It's still their land. It's still their property. I've stepped over into someone else's boundary that I have no authority over. So that's why it's important to stay in our lane, to stay in our boundaries, because we have jurisdictional authority over our boundary. We have the legislative, jurisdictional right and authority, the legal right by law to do whatever we want on our property, that we have to maintain our property. So it's important that we maintain our hearts, which is our property, that we won't wrongly misuse our property and allow somebody else to overstep into our boundaries, because once they overstep from their lane and come into our lane to come into our boundaries, then we got a problem, especially if they're uninvited, especially if their intentions are not good. So we have to stay guarded and put those safeguards in place, and the air-conditioned people are pulling up. Praise the Lord. But I want us to focus and guard our hearts, but out of it comes the issues, the spring, the wells, the refreshingness of life. Stay guarded. So put up the safeguards that you can stay in a healthy place, that you can enjoy your life, you can have a quiet and peaceful life that you deserve. So putting up those boundaries are very important. Healthy boundaries helps keep you in check, and it helps keep you and those that are around you that are trying to check you in check. Okay, so I love you guys. I pray something I have said today will be a blessing to you. We're talking about healthy boundaries. Our heart matters, making sure that we could keep out everything that should not be in our hearts out of our hearts, and welcome everything that is lovely, that is peaceful, that is joyous, that is going to be a blessing to us and keep us in our peaceful place into our heart. We want to keep those things in our boundaries and not allow everything else to stay on the outside of our boundaries. This has been LaSandra Brooks, aka your girl Lala, the queen of conquering, simply here to help you recognize what is trying to conquer you, help you to release what is trying to conquer you, and so you can rise above what is trying to conquer you so you can conquer. Gotta go because they're about to ring the bell. You all have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Short-lived.
Very short-lived.
And we tried.
Right there. Yeah.
Whenever I pulled up, it's frozen again.
Yeah.
So I'm getting it. There's nothing else to do except get measurements and time to replace it. Hoping we can squeeze another couple months out of it. So
you may find where the leak is.
So we're just gonna do kind of how we talked about 1,500, 2,000 out of pocket. You could get both systems swapped.
Okay. So, but you wouldn't be able to find where the actual leak is. So, do you have to replace the unit? I was just asking.
Yeah. So the leak's either going to be in the condenser or the evaporator coil.
Okay.
So if we swap both of those, I mean, you're done. or you're good to go.
Okay, so
Because I'm not commander of leak searcher right now with ice all over it anyway. So what's your hold up?
I'm trying to see what's the cheapest way to go ahead and get it done right now. One.
Okay. Well, so what I have to do in that case is turn the system completely off and come back when it's undogged.
Okay. So so in that case, what do you do at that point?
What's that?
You know, would you be able to replace like the
Yeah, so wherever it's leaking, that's all we replace.
yeah.
And then-
So we could do that, just fix wherever it's leaking.
I got you. But yeah, I must have misunderstood you the other day.
No,
Like
I was asking in the event that
you didn't flinch at 3,000 or 3,000 something.
no. I was just asking in the event that if that came up.
I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
and we could,
right now we'll just turn it off, and I'll have to come back and find that leak.
okay. So it shouldn't take that long. So about what?
We might not be able to come back today. I'll try, but I mean we're slammed.
Oh, I can't stay in the high house. I can't.
I'm on, and they're not gonna let me juice it again because it's just gonna leak back out. So
Yeah, because
yeah, your best bet is get a couple window units, and like I said, it usually takes 7 to 10 days for equipment to come in.
to replace a leak to find where it's leaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it.
But you don't even know what it is.
Yeah, so I have to come back.
Right.
But
it's like
just
that was-
equipment in general, the evaporator coil, it's the same equipment. But yeah, just equipment in general. Right now, it's taking 7 to 10 days. Unfortunately. So yeah, your best bet is get some window units. Then hopefully they'll take them back whenever you don't need them. But let me go turn that outside unit off. Oh, turn this off. Yeah, we gotta get that ice off of there. I'll be right back.
All right. Oops, sorry, y'all.